Sorry. Jed, how are you guys shaping up for this week? Are you expecting some sort of response from the box this week?
Yeah, mate. They're going to be a better team than what we had in Adelaide, that's for sure. Our preparation has been around building consistency because it's something that we haven't done this year yet. Is put together 2 back-to-back performances. So it's purely been around being better and being ready for them to also be better as well.
Fair to say set piece is a big part of that focus this week?
Yeah, obviously we were hugely disappointed in the way our lineout functioned. But we've been working hard on that and we'll come back, and we reviewed quite hard, and we will be better for that, and we'll get a better result and give the backs a better platform to play off.
What were the big takeaways out of the review? I mean, set piece would have been one of it, but what else did you guys come up with?
Just our work ethic. I think working harder off the ball. There is opportunities that we didn't capitalise on out there, and really looking at each other and looking what worked for us in the previous week and how we can continue to build on that to put to back-to-back performances.
Hey guys, can I get a response from both of you on this one, please? But competition, we're talking about consistency and how the Wallabies can string back-to-back tests together, etc., etc. But does the competition for places and the emergence of so much depth in the squad and guys now returning back from injury, is that a real factor for you guys personally to go, well, hopefully, the consistency of performance comes because there's so much competitiveness now for places, particularly in the back row with you guys and Harry Wilson and Rob Leota and everyone else around?
Yeah, I think it makes it better for all of us. I think if there's competition, sort of keeps us all on our toes, always wanting us to make, ourselves better. But I think they can also make other people better as well, just wanting to be better than your opposite. So I think, competition is good. It'll bring consistency as well with how we train, and, they'll lift our training standards, which is what we're trying to do.
And Jed, if you can say something as well, like, does the fear of even not necessarily being in the squad the next week, does that really drive performance from a day-to-day perspective?
It does, yeah. Everyone in this squad wants to represent their country and wear that gold jersey on the weekend. And as Bobby said, the competition within the squad is really driving us to all be better. And the best thing about that we have here is, guys are disappointed, when the team is announced, but they all park that and it's all then focused to make that 23 better on game day. And that's the best thing about it is there aren't egos here. Once that decision's made, everyone's focusing on getting it better. But definitely the competition and the return of guys is really driving that amongst the group.
And Jed, you particularly, at the Waratahs, you were a big hog of forward pack and you were getting your hands on it so much. Yeah. Does that, because of the changing dynamics and the fact that it is the Wallabies the best of Australia, has that kind of impacted on your role a little bit in terms of what your actual role in the side is? Is it a bit different to what it was at the Tars?
Yeah, obviously I'm playing a different position, and we're very scripted in what we do. Everyone has a specific role, and it's about doing your job as best as you can. And fortunately, my job at the moment is to complement the big man, and he's getting his hands on the ball quite a bit and doing a lot of damage there. And that just means that I do the work around the line out and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of knowing your job and being able to complement others so we can get the best result as a team. And look, I'm sure there'll be opportunities for myself that comes up, and I got to be good enough to make the most of that when they come. But yeah, there is a very, my role is very different to what it was at the Tars to some extent, but I'm happy to do whatever's best for the team and to get the result on the weekend.
Jed, I'm doing a bit of a story for NBN News about about yourself being from Yamba. Can you talk to me about, how things have changed since then. Obviously, you're wearing the green and gold. Did you expect to be here?
Yeah, obviously, I went to Yamba when I was 8 years old and never, made a rep team until I was sort of 17 up there and, just played for the Yamba Buccaneers and following in the footsteps of, Kane Douglas and all those boys. But yeah, just, Yamba's a place that's very close to my heart and, stay in touch with the Yamba Buccaneers quite regularly and actually we're sending them one of Wallabies jerseys, so they'll be getting that soon and, even though they got Kane Douglas Oval, hopefully they'll name a grandstand after me.
What would that mean to you? I mean, you've had a pretty great career so far and you're still only young.
Yeah, I'm just happy enough to have my jersey up in the pub up there. So, yeah, it's as I said, it's a place that's very close to me, and rugby's been up and down there. When my family first moved there, they didn't have a junior program, and luckily, they all kind of implemented that along with the Douglases, and we got all the kids on board. But it is a very rugby league, sort of based town. So rugby is up and down, but yeah, I really do want to see it grow because you get some really quality players come out of the Far North Coast. As you know, like Alex Gibbon, Matt Gibbon, myself, Kane, Isaac Rodder, they're all from up that way. So it is a rich pathway, and hopefully that we continue to grow that area and tap into it consistently.
And lastly, what do you want to get out of the remaining half of the season with the Wallabies?
Obviously results, that's the main one, but just continue to grow in my own position. I'm still working out this environment, it being the first year that I've kind of really been in it, and just continue to grow as a player and as a teammate around this group, and continue to get comfortable and hopefully continually improve on my performances.
Rob, there's trophies up for grabs, competitive within the Wallabies, but also from a rugby championship perspective, like the first time in a long time where everyone is in it. Do you get the sense for that? And it's a big 3 weeks, and a rugby, Jed's mentioning of results, and do you feel like a trophy's there for the taking?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as Jed said, we're trying to build consistency around our games. And that's a big focus for us going into this week. I think we're trying to take it week by week, because if we look too far ahead, then we might not get this week right. So yeah, I think just trying to build consistency within our game, and then the trophies will come at the end of it if we can get our preparation right. And perform on Saturday.
I've got a question for Jed. Jed, Hamish McClellan was just saying before that he'd love to see Joseph Suali switch over from the Roosters. Said he'd be a great welcome addition into rugby. What are your thoughts on a guy like him? I guess you've maybe seen some highlights of him, and he played rugby at school. Do you think he would make it? Would you like to see him come across?
Yeah, look, he come through the rugby pathway. His first 15 at Kings there for all that time. I think if it is going to make our team better, I think it would be great. He's quite a talented person. Obviously, he's killing it in rugby league, and he is quite young. We do have really good guys here in the team that we got. You see Marika on the weekend, and Tommy Wright, Andrew Kellaway, Geordie Patai are all coming through. Sully as well. So we've got a huge amount of depth. But if it's going to make us be better and win a World Cup, why not?
Hamish did a pretty good job of selling the game. He said there's Olympic medals, there's a World Cup at home, there's a British Lions tour coming up. If you were given a sales pitch to a young bloke like Joseph, and from your experience, what would you be trying to entice him with?
I mean, the beauty about rugby, mate, is you get to do what you love and travel the world. You know, it's genuinely the beauty of the game is you can go basically wherever in the world and take your pair of boots with you and play rugby. So that'd be my only sales pitch, really. That's all I got for him.
So just for Rob, I mean, you talk about that competition, but in terms of yourself, I think you've started at number 8 in the last sort of 16 or 17 tests. Just having that sort of consistent place and getting that regular test minutes under your belt, how has that sort of improved your game heading forward over the past, say, 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, I think it's been good for me. Just trying to build consistency within my game at number 8. Obviously different to where I am at Brums. You know, a different setup where I am at the back of the scrum. So just trying to learn my role there with the 9s as well. But yeah, I've been loving it at the back of the scrum. You know, going up against you know, some of the best loose forwards going around in the world right now. You know, especially on the weekend there against Sia, Peter and Dwayne there. Yeah, and I think, you know, probably same for Jed, you know, going up against the best in the world. You know, I'm always ready for a challenge, and so is Jed, and just really keen to rip in the game this week.